Manchester United have just beaten Arsenal in the third round of the FA Cup. We have progressed to the next round, and we can confirm that we will be playing Leicester City in the fourth round at home. Ruud van Nistelrooy returning to Old Trafford for the first time as a manager of a rival team. So yeah, that's a massive game yet to come. But let's do the match reaction for today's game. Before we do that, don't forget to drop a like on today's video. Let's try and see 500 likes on this episode. And if this is your first time watching, don't forget to subscribe as well. Now, what I want to know from you all is, who was your man of the match? Get in the comment section right now. Let me know your man of the match. I just want to say this from the off as well, right? I know this isn't an Arsenal channel and we're here to talk about Manchester United, but if I'm an Arsenal fan, right, I'm looking at this Arsenal situation. Manchester United are 13th in the Premier League. We haven't won a game in God knows how long. And Arsenal have just been beaten in their own ground with pretty much their best team playing against a team who had 10 men for over half of the game. I mean, that's embarrassing, isn't it? That is absolutely embarrassing. Arteta's won one trophy in 6 years. Now, I'm not trying to take anything away from Ruben Amorim, because I think the way that we played today was absolutely incredible. And yes, Arsenal had lots of opportunities, but we defended so solidly. And you can see without a shadow of a doubt that these players are playing for Ruben Amorim. They're playing for the badge. And the mentality seems to have shifted. But the one thing I will say is this, and, you know, Bruno Fernandes, the captain of Manchester United, just said what I'm about to say. And he said, it's all good and well us doing this against a team like Arsenal. It's all good and well us going to Anfield and getting a draw, right? But you've got to go and do this against Southampton on Thursday night. We had to be doing this against Bournemouth. And that's the biggest problem with these players. It's not that these players aren't good enough. It's just simply that their mentality's not there. When we come up against a big team like an Arsenal or a Manchester City or a Liverpool, we see performances out of these players. But then when we play at home against the team who we should be beating on paper, we lose because they don't seem as bothered. They get complacent. Their egos are too big to think that a team like Bournemouth can come and beat them. And I think if we manage to overcome that, we could be a decent team. Now, I'm not saying we're going to win the league. I'm not saying we're going to, I'm not saying things have changed. I'm just saying that it's quite clear to see where the issue is. And all they need to do is just change that mentality. But let's try and focus on today's game. I thought Altay Bayindir was absolutely phenomenal today. And I think I'd feel very hard done by if he doesn't get to start the next game, because he was phenomenal today. He saved a penalty in the shootout. He made a couple of world-class saves. So I think Altay Bayindir deserves a massive shout-out today. I thought Matthias de Ligt was phenomenal. I thought Maguire was phenomenal. And I think Martinez was phenomenal. Obviously, Dalot got the 2 yellow cards, which was a bit disappointing. But I will just say this. The refereeing today, from an Arsenal's perspective, it was awful. It was so poor, the refereeing. Every single time there was any contact of any kind, Arsenal would get a free kick. And in the first half, I know Bruno Fernandes got taken down on the edge of their box and he didn't even give it then. So, yeah, I think it was a joke. I think their penalty was pretty questionable as well. So, yeah, I don't want to be too harsh on Dalot. I mean, he shouldn't have done the yellow card in the second half, but he did, and he got sent off. So yeah, I wasn't particularly impressed with Dalot, but yeah. And then obviously the substitutions, I think a massive shout out to Ahmad. He was really good when he came on. I thought Toby Collier was absolutely phenomenal as well. Lenny Yoro, his penalty was absolutely lovely, cool as a cucumber. And yeah, we're through to the fourth round. I mean, I'll be honest, right? I was pretty unconvinced when the team lineups came out, because when I did my match reaction this morning, right, I said that Arsenal are probably going to go full strength. And they did. That was Arsenal's full strength minus maybe 2 players. You know, their front three was their best current lineup. Odegaard, Saliba, Gabriel, Timber. There wasn't really anybody on the bench. The only player on the bench who would usually start was Declan Rice. I know people will say, oh, Saka's injured. I don't care if Saka's injured. At the moment, we've got Mason Mount injured. We haven't got a left back. Rashford, who's our highest earning player, isn't playing because he's not training properly. We have our own problems, don't we? You know, and it's easy for people to say, oh, Arsenal are missing one player. I mean, it's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. They've still got a team of players there which have cost them a lot of money, and a team of players that have just been beaten by Manchester United, who are sat 13th in the Premier League and haven't won a game in... When was the last time we won a game before today? I feel like it was months ago. Yeah, I mean, it was literally over a month ago. The last time we won a football match was at the beginning of December. we've lost, before today, we haven't won a game in 5 fixtures. So, we're in absolute rock bottom at the moment. And for us to go to the Emirates and get this result, I think it's a massive, massive result. But as I said, this should be the building block. Anfield last weekend was the building block. We've taken the next step forward in the right direction. Last week was the first step of the building block. This week, we've put another brick down. But next week, on Thursday, on Thursday, we have to go and beat Southampton at home. We then have Brighton on the weekend. We have to beat Brighton at home. We've then got Rangers. We've got 3 home games in a row now. We need to win all 3 of those games. And I genuinely think that if these players play the same way they did today, the same way they did against Liverpool, we can definitely win all 3 of those matches. But the problem that we have is, and this has happened for the last 10 years, we get a positive result like this, and then the next game we'll go and lose to Southampton at home. And if that happens, I don't know what to say to you, to be honest. I feel positive now. I feel upbeat. Ruben Amorim is definitely the right man for the job. I think, what he's building at this club from a mentality perspective, I think is absolutely amazing to see. And I think once he gets to bring in a few of his players, and once we move on people like Eriksen, Casemiro, Rashford, etc., I think we are going to start moving in the right direction. But again, I want to go back to the goalkeeper situation, and I want to do a little poll here to get you guys involved in. Everyone who's just started the video, please make sure to drop a like if you haven't already. We're trying to get to 500 likes on this episode. And the question I've got for you right now is this: should Bayindir start instead of Onana in the next game? Anybody who's watching the video live, you can get involved in the poll. If you're watching the video back on repeat, you can obviously put your answers in the comment section. But I wanted to talk a little bit about Altay Bayindir's performance today, because I thought he was absolutely phenomenal. I really, really do. I think it was one of the best performances we've seen from a goalkeeper in a Manchester United shirt this season. Now, I know Onana's obviously been a little bit questionable at points this season, but let's not take the credit away from Altay Bayindir. And I really loved, after the game, Altay Bayindir was interviewed, and he said, I'm just going to keep working hard. He said, I don't mind if I don't play. My job is to just keep working hard in training. And he won man of the match, Altay Bayindir. And rightly so. He was absolutely phenomenal today. I still think his playing up from the back is a little bit questionable. He kicked the ball out quite a few times, but some of the saves he made today were absolutely world class. And I don't want to be cruel to Onana, but I don't think we've seen as many saves as we did today than we have from Onana in the last 2 years. I know Onana's made a couple of good saves here and there, but, Bayindir saves a penalty. He saved multiple chances where Arsenal should have scored, clear-cut opportunities, and he saved it, and obviously got the penalty save in the shootout as well. So massive, massive shouts to Altay Bayindir. But obviously, get involved in the poll. Let me know. Would you like to see Bayindir start the next game? Let me know what you think. Let's see what people are saying in the chat. Nigel says that De Ligt and Maguire were brilliant today. Yes, I agree. Emil says that Altay Bayindir should start against Southampton. He needs game time for his confidence and sharpness. I agree as well. Yeah, I don't see, at the end of the day, football is a squad game. And Altay Bayindir was decent today, and he deserves to play again. It's as simple as that for me. A couple of people in the chat are saying that the referee was absolutely appalling today. The referee was awful. And do you know what's really funny, right? One of my friends supports Arsenal, and I was talking to him throughout the game. And he said to me, I said, I think the referee's been a bit dodgy today. And his reply was this. He said, Manuel Ugarte's lucky that there isn't VAR. I said, what do you mean? He said, well, when the penalty happened, the Arsenal penalty, he was like, I thought I saw a bit of a headbutt. So I don't see how you're complaining about the referee when Ugarte should have been sent off. And I'm just there like, are you hearing yourself? This is what Arsenal fans are like. And this is what the Arsenal team are like as well. Arsenal got so many fouls today that weren't fouls. And then as soon as they get a free kick against them, every single one of their players is like crowding the referee as if he's got it horribly wrong. It's embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. It doesn't make them likeable as a team if the only way they can win is by crowding the referee and trying to win fouls cheaply. It's like what Atletico Madrid do, isn't it? It's like playing the dark arts. And it just doesn't make you likeable as a football team or as players. So, yeah, I just thought it was funny that my friend thought that I was being ridiculous saying that the referee was giving away loads of sloppy fouls for Arsenal today. It was just like, yeah. What else we got? Yeah, as William says, they did their best to cheat us. Yeah, they did. Arsenal tried to cheat and they still lost. They still lost. Absolutely, I'm absolutely buzzing, to be honest. I did think we were going to win today, but I didn't think Arsenal were going to go full strength. I thought Arsenal were going to put out their B team, to be honest. Because, if I'm Arsenal, they're second in the Premier League. They've got to play Tottenham on Wednesday, and then they've got Aston Villa on Saturday. They've got 3 games in 6 days. And they also played in the in the League Cup a couple of days ago. So I'm thinking, if I'm Arsenal, I'm going to be rotating. Because they literally have like a game every 2 days, 3 days. But they didn't rotate, and we pretty much beat their best team. And I wouldn't even say that our team that started today was our best team. Onana's the starting goalkeeper. He didn't play. Luke Shaw is the only left back we have. He didn't play. Obviously, Rashford is, whether you like Rashford or not, a year ago you would say that Rashford was one of our best attacking players, right? He didn't play. And we obviously, people like Mason Mount, etc., are all injured. There's quite a few injuries, isn't there, at the moment still? So, yeah, I'm really, really happy with this. Obviously, as I said, for anybody who's joining the video late, we will be playing Leicester in the next round. So we play Leicester in the 4th round. We're at home. I mean, you'd hope that would be a win, but obviously you can never take anything for granted in football, can you? Obviously, it'll be Ruben van Nistelrooy coming back to Old Trafford for the first time as a manager on the opposing team. So that'll be interesting to see. But anyway, I'm going to wrap the video up today. Very happy with the result. I will be back live tomorrow morning as normal. Please do me a favour before you leave. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new. Subscribe, like the video, comment. I'll speak to you all later. Bye for now.